Today I want to sit down and chat about one of the most important relationships, the one with ourselves. I'm going to share with you how I use the love languages to practice self-love. If you haven't heard of the 5 love languages, you should look it up. It's one of the books that really transformed the way I thought about relationships, but not only relationships with others, but also how I can use those love languages for myself. Starting with words of affirmation. The voice inside your head is powerful. It's crazy because the things that we say to ourselves, we would never say to a friend, or we would never say to someone close to us. But yet, if you actually think about what you say to yourself, sometimes it can be heartbreaking. And that's why giving yourself words of affirmation is really important. And these words of affirmation have to mean something to you. It has to feel true to you. The most important thing is what we say to ourselves. And every morning I drew this little words of affirmation. I stick it in front of my mirror in the washroom. And it reminds me of things that I know about myself, but I just need reminders for it. And it helps me stay motivated and stay inspired. Even when for example, when I go running, I can have all these negative thoughts like, oh man, I haven't exercised for so long. My body is so weak. It doesn't really help. Instead, I really have tried to switch my mindset, and it has made me a more resilient runner by focusing on all the things I have accomplished. Like, man, you are doing so well. Like, look how far you've come. You're moving your body. You went outside today. You could have stayed home. I just give myself all the positive words of affirmation I can in those moments too. The second love language is acts of service. And acts of service is actually one of my top love languages in terms of how I feel loved. So how I give myself this love language is spending time to save time. For example, meal prepping. I will prepare and cut up all my vegetables and stuff, so when I do cook, it's much easier and faster. That's just an example. So I will plan ahead to make things easier later. It's the love I have for my future self. So whenever I'm doing this thing that maybe feels like, oh, like I don't really want to do it, but I think to myself, this is an act of service for my future self. And that changes everything. Next is quality time. Now, what does quality time look like when you give quality time to yourself? For me, it's doing little things where I can have those moments of self-reflection is my type of quality time. Or sometimes even just going for a walk, or turning on music and being silly and dancing and having fun with myself and enjoying the moment. Or sometimes it's simply making a really nice meal, sitting down with no distractions, just myself, and enjoying every single bite. Spending intentional time scheduled with yourself is such a beautiful way to reconnect with yourself. Next is gifts. Now, gifts aren't as high in my love language. However, I do give myself gifts in different ways. And it's not the kind of gift where you are gifting or buying or shopping to numb emotional pain or to avoid feeling something, because sometimes we do that. I might shop at midnight and then realize, I didn't need that. Like, that wasn't a form of self-care. That was actually just to avoid feeling something else. So when I talk about gifts in terms of self-care, this is more like giving yourself something for the sake of love. For example, I love having fresh flowers in my home. And so sometimes there's no reason. I'll go out, and to enjoy it, I'll buy myself some flowers and put it in my home. And you don't need a reason. You can just go out, buy yourself a nice coffee on a nice day. And finally, physical touch. Now, how do we give ourselves that love language? Well, you can, book yourself a massage. When I think of physical touch as a love language to myself, it's really being able to connect and accept my body and be one with my body. Stretching my body, putting on a face mask, putting on lotion, any sort of thing that kind of soothes the body. It could even be brushing your hair, even hug yourself. So let's just practice giving ourselves a big hug. They say you have to hug for at least 30 seconds, so even after this video ends, continue to hug. So here is my challenge to you. Really think about, what is your love language, and can you incorporate any of these love languages in your own life? Whether you're single or you're in a relationship, remember the most important relationship you have is with yourself. I hope you like this video. If you want more videos like this, just let me know in the comments below and I will see you next time. Bye!